Hiya, and welcome back to Homecoming Morenatsu Revisited. The game that teaches us that... You know what? We'll go with what Kat said. Time to use pocket sand. Yeah, that's the one that I was telling you about, Amethyst. It's the one that I was telling you about.
Ah, it's so beautiful.
It's so clear, too. I can see a little fish swimming around. That's good. It's less crowded than we thought it would be. It's a pretty inconvenient drive, to be fair. I guess it's a well-kept secret for those in the know, huh? There's a lot of stores here, too. It's quiet here. Did you remember to pack your honey? Keep talking! Did I hurt your
Ah!
At least it wasn't solid ground. Alright, we should go change. I wonder what everybody is doing. Blue sea, white clouds, sun shining bright in the sky. This really is a gorgeous beach, and the weather is perfect too. The water's surface brilliantly glitters from the reflected rays of the sun. In the distance, I can see the same yacht we saw on the bus. Glancing around on the beach, I see a family of 5 leisurely collecting shellfish. I cheerfully thrust my right hand into the sky. Can't contain my excitement. Alright, let's do this! As I'm about to run for the sand, I feel a large hand drop upon my shoulder. Hey, before you go, could you help me find a place to set up? Huh? I look around for the rest of my friends. It looks like they've all darted off to various places, leaving Juuichi holding the bags. Literally. What happened to everyone else? They left their bags behind to go change. Wait, really? That's so rude! I understand the feeling of wanting to go out and play, but that's incredibly irresponsible of them. Usually we're like a big family. With just the two of us carrying around everyone's heavy luggage, I'll probably collapse from exhaustion before I can even have fun. Well, better get on it. Juuichi, that's too much work. Let me go get some of them and help out. There's no use relying on those who aren't even here. I take another look at the bags. Unconsciously, I start to feel my legs wander in the direction of the changing room. What? Are you running away from this? Juuichi catches me before I go too far and looks me in the eye. I sigh and look at the bags. It's no use. I can't abandon him like this, even if all I want to do is relax on the beach today. After finding a place for the luggage, Juuichi and I prepare a section of the beach for our group. We do various things like spreading out beach mats, planting umbrellas in the sand. I blow into assorted swimming rings and floaters until I'm about to die. After what feels like forever, we complete our base of operations. Before I even get a chance to swim, I'm dripping in sweat. Glad I made sure to bring an extra shirt. Juuichi wipes his head with his left arm. He's pretty sweaty too, with his undershirt sticking to his chest. As I'm about to sit down for a moment on one of the beach blankets, Kuya arrives in his swimming trunks. Oh, it's already set up? Good job, everyone. We make a great team. Oh, shut the fuck up! I shoot Kuya a look of utter contempt. His eyes immediately stare off in another direction. Not a good time for that man!
Wow, you guys even blew up the swimming rings. Thanks.
Before I'm able to get up and slap Kuya for his insolence, Shun runs up and grabs a swimming ring from beside me. It's too much effort to be mad at these guys. I collapse onto the blanket below me from exhaustion. Maybe I should close my eyes for a bit. It's already set up? Yup. Well, then I guess that saves us some time. You two should hurry up and get changed. The room is right over there. We really should. Come on, Nishimura, let's go. Sit up and see Juuichi looming over me with a bundle under his arm. He offers a hand to help me up. Thanks, Juuichi. Shin said the changing room was over here. I'm not seeing it. It's probably that. He points his finger straight ahead at an old hut. That thing, I didn't expect it to look so old. It's better than nothing. The two of us enter the dilapidated remains of the changing room. Looking around the inside, I see a small shelf to temporarily put your stuff on. And a screen between the booths so torn up it might as well not be there. I expected better from such a beautiful looking beach. Juuichi places luggage bundle on the shelf while I grab my swim trunks out of my bag. This hole in the screen. I try to stay disciplined, refusing to give in to the temptation. There is a changing bear in the next stall. I last all of 5 seconds. Oh, don't worry, I'm planning something. Yeah, however, there's still nudity. And I still gotta censor it. That's all of 5 seconds. Oh, he's wearing pants, never mind. I'm sad now. I'm sad. Yeah, I'm sad now. I catch a quick glimpse. Wow, look at how much he's grown. Wait, who am I making excuses for? Well, at least he doesn't seem to notice me staring at him. He certainly has stronger muscles than I expected. Probably because of martial arts practice. Yep, definitely. Here comes, he's about to take off his pants. Is there something wrong, Nishimura? What? No, nothing at all, I swear! He tilts his head, I'm pretty sure he's about to call me out. I'm sad now, but he seems to reconsider instead of placing the tank top he was wearing on the table. I take off my t-shirt to make it look like I'm getting changed, then look to the side again. I managed to catch the exact moment Juuichi takes off his pants. Oh my god. Wrong one. Oh, don't mind me. I'm only drooling. But I'm gonna bring something back.
Brother speak.
Juuichi, is that what I think it is? What? I point down on what he's wearing below. It's a fundoshi. My eyes are transfixed on that awfully thick bulge. Oh, wait a second. Is it getting bigger? Is it weird or something? It's not a thong. I just didn't expect you to be wearing something like that. Could you stop staring, please? I snap out of it at Juichi's request and turn back into my booth. Started wearing these first year in high school. It fits me well and it's comfortable around my tail. I hear Juuichi turn his back on me, knowing an opportunity when I hear one to take another quick glance and get a nice view. The fundoshi wraps around his waist, outlining the region with a T shape. There's no way to describe this level of hotness. I gotta do something. That's right, I should count my prime numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8. Those are even numbers, aren't they? I open my eyes again. Let's try to observe this objectively. I see the string is tightened around the base of his tail. From what I know, there's very few pairs of underwear that would fit someone of Juuichi's stature. I get it, that's probably why he wears fundoshis then. Juuichi bends over to pull something else out of his bundle. Come on, man, this is already too awesome, and now you're not hesitating to do something like that? You're killing me. Hurry up and get changed. Crap, you must have noticed again. Curse this hole in the wall, making things hard to concentrate. Turn on to focus on getting changed again, but can't help but take one last peek. Looks like he's untying the fundoshi. Yeah, just to be absolutely safe. Right with the fundoshis gently falling to the floor. No! No more! I can't take this. It's too much. He's totally exposed. I'm sorry. I'm a weak, pathetic fox. I'm gonna keep pulling up the sensor because I don't know. Just one last peek. Yeah. Oh my. Hey, what are you looking at? I flinch as his fist falls on my head. Ow. I rub my forehead as I apologize. Sorry. You're still not out of your clothes yet. What have you been doing this whole time? In one swift motion, he pulls the swim trunks out of the bundle and slips them on. I didn't think helping me set up out there would tire you out this much. Yeah, we're tired. Yeah, that's it. I'm tired. Well, if you want to join me, I'll be outside. He zips up his bundle and heads out of the changing room. Okay. I quickly take off the rest of what I'm wearing and put on my own swim trunks. Running out, I see Juuichi waiting for me with his arms folded. You ready? Yeah, let's go. He doesn't reply. Is he staring at me now? Is there something wrong? You forgot your bag. Crap. Oh. I'm gonna start walking now. Hey, wait up! I rush back into the changing room to grab my bag, then chase after Juuichi. As the sun shines down on me, I stretch, slinging my bag over my shoulder. Glancing around, I keep an eye out for Juuichi. He couldn't have gotten far. With a shrug, I head back to our home base and place my bag down with the others. That bag doesn't belong to Nishimura. I gasp as I hear him say my name. Turning to the right, I can see him staring at me. Oh, there you are. Sorry about before. The bear gives a slight shake of his hand. Don't worry about it, it's in the past. I nod, purely out of habit. Looking around the beach, I rub the back of my head. What were you going to do, Juuichi? Saying nothing, begins glancing around. I have to fight back a chuckle. Still need a bit of time for it to cool. Although I usually hate being ignored, Juuichi has always been like this. Whenever he's deep in thought, he tends to shut out the world around him. Quickly learn to never take it personally. Wonder how long it will take. To be honest, I find it to be one of his endearing habits. Ah! I'm broken out of my thoughts as Juuichi sees what he was looking for. Glancing in the same direction, I can see Kyoji and Sotaro in the distance. Juuichi turns to me and smiles. I'm going to go see what Takahara is doing. Would you like to come with me, Nishimura? I smile back at the bear and give an enthusiastic nod. Sure. The two of us walk across the sand toward our two friends. As we get closer, I can hear Sotaro's groan. But Mr. Takahara, you're at the beach. I know you're excited to go swimming, but you should really do some warm-up exercises, Taro. When I approach, Kyoji waves at me and smiles his usual smile. Hey, Hiroyuki, are you enjoying yourself? There is so much eye candy. There is so much fucking eye candy. And I can't stop staring. I give a nod in response. While I may not be doing much at the moment, I'm still having fun. At least some of us are having fun. An enigmatic smile appears on Sotaro's face as he speaks. The lion bows to me before turning his attention to Juuichi. Mr. Mikazuki! Tono. Sotaro bows respectfully before turning his attention back to me. I was about to go swimming, but Mr. Takahara wants me to do some exercises. Raising an eyebrow, I turn to face Kyoji. Is there really a need to warm up? He's just going for a swim. The way both Kyoji and Juuichi pause and exchange glances confuses me. His eyes darting to the side, the Labrador rubs his neck. It's important to be prepared for anything, Hiroyuki. The ocean can be an unforgiving beast. It is not your friend. It's far more different than a pool or even the river. If you don't prepare, you might be in danger of drowning. I lean back and rest my hands behind my head. You might be overreacting there a bit, Kyoji. No. Juuichi suddenly speaks up, almost giving me a heart attack in the process. There's a reason for Takahara's caution. The uneasy expression of Kyoji's face makes me nervous. I almost lost a friend to the ocean, thanks to a lack of preparation and foresight. I widen my eyes and stare at Kyoji. Really, when was that? Juichi sighs and shakes his head, looking extremely uncomfortable. I was really hoping we didn't have to bring that up again, but if you must know, it was Kenji. I shift my gaze to the side in a sheepish attempt to avoid eye contact. Oh. Sorry, Mr. Mikazuki, I didn't know. From the corners of my eye, I can see the bear looking at us with a stern expression on his face. There's no such thing as being 100% prepared. However, this simple act of preparation can help you to recognize your areas of inexperience. Does that make sense? Sotaro and I both nod at him in agreement. Yeah, I'll try and be more careful from now on. While Sotaro bows his head, a sneak glance at Juichi. I didn't know about Kenji's close call. But then again, why would I? I haven't heard from anyone in 5 years. I'm suddenly flooded with feelings of guilt and regret. And I certainly won't underestimate the ocean anymore, especially given my abysmal swimming skills. Is it fine if I join in Takahara? Oh? Of course it is! As Kyoji and Sotaro get ready, Juichi suddenly freezes. He glances at me, a guilty expression on his face. Nishimura, I'm sorry. If you would rather do something else, please go ahead. I asked without thinking of what you wanted to do. Shaking my head, I give him a smile. It's fine, Juichi. As a matter of fact, I'd like to join you. A look of surprise appears on the bear's face. He stares at me with more emotion than I'm used to seeing from him. His shocked expression fades into one of his small smiles, and he gives a nod. Only if you're sure. My tail gives a happy swish as I nod in return. Sure, I have nothing better to do anyway, and besides, I could spend some more time with you guys. The bear's cheeks go a pale pink. I have to admit, it's quite cute. With a wide smile of my own, I make my way over to Kyoji and Sotaro, while Juichi follows closely behind. We begin our warm-up exercises on the beach, with Kyoji in front leading the workout. He acts almost like a coach in the middle of practice. Makes sense, though, considering he's the captain of the soccer team. Ow. Are you okay, Nishimura? I blink as I hear Juichi speak to me from my left. He looks at me with his usual blank expression. It's just a warm-up exercise. Don't push yourself if you are having trouble. Try not to move your back like that. Okay, like this? I do my best to follow his movements. I wince inwardly as my back spasms. Not like that, Nishimura. Here, let me help you. My breath catches in my throat as he moves behind me and gently guides me into the appropriate position. Doggy style, sideways, frontwards, backwards, upside down, 360 degrees, skin on the living room, on the bedroom, on the fridge, on the closet, on the ceiling, on the walls, on the bathroom, on the couch, on the car, on the street. On Torihiko. His hands are warm. and they give me a sensation of comfort. There. As Juuichi releases me, he looks me over, likely assessing my posture. Close enough. I can feel my face getting warm, and I turn to face the front. I'm glad that I'm wearing baggy swim trunks, because otherwise, Mr. Takahara! Can I go swimming yet? Try to fight back a grin as Sotaro questions Kyoji. Come on now, Taro, there's no rushing safety. The lion lets out a loud groan of protest and rubs the back of his neck. Ugh, I know. But don't we do enough of this during soccer practice? You don't need to be this vigorous. The Labrador chuckles in response and shakes his head in amusement. Fine. I believe this is an appropriate time to conclude our exercise. Oh, thank goodness! I cover my mouth immediately after my outburst. Embarrassed, my face heats up once again. Taking a few breaths, I lower my guard to see Sotaro trying not to laugh. See you later, Mr. Nishimura. He fails, instead giving me a wave and rushing towards the water. Kyoji simply shakes his head in amusement. Oh, whatever will I do with him? The Labrador turns his attention to Juuichi and I better go keep an eye on him. Taro seemed a little too excited. But you two... He gives a grin and what I'm pretty sure is a wink. I'm sure you'll find something to do together. Oh, I can think of at least 5 things we can do together, Kyoji. And only 3 of them will get us arrested for public indecency. Kyoji waves and rushes off after the line, leaving Juuichi and I alone together. The bear and I stare at each other in silence for several moments. This is so awkward, I have to do something about it. Taking a breath, I clear my throat. So what now, Juuichi? He glances back in the direction of our home base before looking back at me again. Actually, Nishimura. Small smile makes its way to the bear's face. I do have something I'd like to do, and I think now's the best time to get it prepared. Are you interested? I pause for a moment, taking in his words. After I process them, I smile back and nod. Sure. What do you have planned? Juuichi smiles a little wider and shakes his head. I'll tell you when we get back to our bags. Fine. I give a playful groan which causes the smile to fade from the bear's face. With a gasp, I raise my hands defensively. I was joking, I don't mind waiting, not at all. To be perfectly honest, I do want to know what he has planned, but I really was joking. Good going, Nishimura. You made things awkward again. The bear glanced at me before shaking his head and giving a snort. I didn't know better. If I didn't know better, I'd swear there was a laugh in there somewhere. I know, but we're wasting time. Let's go. Juuichi slowly begins walking back towards our home base while I follow closely behind. As we walk, I find myself rubbing the back of my head. I wonder what he has planned. Only 3? You are aware that for those 3, there's multiple ways to do them, right? You are aware that there are multiple ways to do those 3, right? The only reason I simplified it down to 3 is because I'd rather not explain all of them. That's why I only said 3. The other 2 are very simple. Volleyball and chess. We don't talk about option 6. We do not talk about option 6. The sun shines down on us as we arrive back at our home base. Juuichi slows to a stop. As I come to a stop beside him, I notice the bear glancing around as if looking for something. What are you looking for? He scratches the back of his head without responding. Looks like he's lost in thought again. Could you please give me a hand, Nishimura? I blink as Juuichi suddenly speaks to me. Huh? The bear stares back down at me. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you had an eyebrow raised. Have you ever tried watermelon splitting? Okay, never mind, there's a 6th option. Only if my head is the watermelon. Wait, what? My eyes widen in excitement and I nod. My tail swishing behind me. Yeah, that sounds like fun. But where are we going to get fresh watermelon around here? Don't worry, I have that covered. He points at his gigantic duffel bag and the beginnings of a smirk on his face. I'll put it in the cooler so we can eat it when it's cold. His smile fades as the two of us make our way to his bag. Absently, I reach out for it and wince at the sudden weight. This thing's really heavy. Juuichi grabs a bag from me and glances to the side. Well, there are a lot of things in there. The watermelon is pretty big. Sheepishly, I nod, a soft chuckle my only response. Glance around, hoping to catch a glimpse of our other friends, but I can't see any of them. With a shrug, I look back at the bear who is rummaging through his bag. My eyes go wide again as I see him holding the bag in one hand. He looks like he's not having any trouble at all. Curse my scrawny fox muscles. Nishimura, you're staring. Snapping out of my daze, I notice that he's holding a massive watermelon. Can we replace that watermelon with my head? Wait, what? Juuichi, how much did that watermelon cost you? It's huge! Juuichi looks away from me, his face going slightly pink. 3,200 yen. I have to strain my ears to hear him, but I'm astonished that he spent that much. Noticing his discomfort, a forced grin onto my face. That's actually a pretty good price for such a big watermelon. A small smile makes his way back to Juichi's face. Yeah, that was my thought too. The smile fades once again and the bear passes me his duffel. Could you get out my beach blanket, Nishimura? I look down at the bag I'm now holding before nodding. Rummaging through it, I managed to finally find what I'm looking for. He wasn't kidding about having a lot of things in there. Pulling out the blanket, I hold it up triumphantly. Got it! I smile at him as I place the bag down and look for the perfect place to lay down the beach blanket. As I continue my search, I notice Shin sitting cross-legged on the sand. Shun. Not Shin. Shun! He appears to be making a sandcastle. I can't but chuckle to myself. That's very much a Shun thing to do. Chuckle is short-lived as I look at the surroundings. He's sitting in the perfect place for the watermelon splitting. I don't want to spoil his fun. Before I can think much about it, he notices me and waves.
Oh, hero!
As he stands up and brushes sand off himself, his tail wags happily.
What you doing?
Oh, Juichi's setting up a watermelon splitting game. Wolf stops wagging his tail and raising an eyebrow. Before I can say anything, he turns around and uses one of his feet to knock down a sandcastle. After flattening out the sand, he turns back to me, his smile, the wide smile returning to his face.
There, this would be the perfect spot to play after all.
He reaches towards me, grabbing one side of the massive beach blanket.
Come on, hero. Let's lay this thing down and get ready to have some fun.
I give a grin and the two of us lay down the blanket before taking a break. Alright, let's get started. Konosuke calls out from the side. Where the heck did he come from? He hasn't helped us at all today. Oh, sure. Now you show up. After everything's been set up. It's fine, guys. Don't worry about it. He puts his hand behind his head and laughs. Such a lazy tanuki.
You guys won't stand a chance against me.
Well, this looks like fun, doesn't it? One by one, more of my friends start showing up. After all the work is done, the five of us gather around the watermelon. I consider inviting Shin to join us, but he probably turned me down. It's too bad. We could have used a sixth player to make even teams. We decide play order. Konosuke grins at me. You better let me go before you, hero. Watermelon might get all warm and mushy by the time you hit it. Ha! Nice one, Konosuke. Stuck my tongue out at him playfully. It's just like when we were younger. You know, I might just go before you after all. Turn order we decide on is Shun, Kuya, me, Konosuke, and finally, Juuichi. Here's the blindfold, Shun.
Thanks.
Shun politely bows, then ties the towel around his head to cover his eyes. Take this too. Juuichi hands Shun the wooden sword. Hey, be careful where you point that thing.
Hi-ya!
Hesitation, Shun begins swinging the sword around.
Let me at him! Just tell.
Let me at him! Just tell me where to go. Calm down, Shun. We haven't even started yet. Shun's competitive nature really gets the best of him sometimes. Come on, it's time to spin. Bring it on! I can handle this. Konosuke grabs hold of Shun, then forcefully rotates him in place. Ah! Hey, don't overdo it, Konosuke. I know. Konosuke shoots a smirk at me as he starts spinning Shun even faster. That's enough! Fine. He finally lets poor Shun go. He stumbles around a bit, almost running into Konosuke. Go the other way, Shun. The whole world is spinning! The way he staggers from one side to the other kind of reminds me of Tatsuki. You're right, I probably overdid it. Gee, you think? Okay, I'm starting to think that this isn't what I thought it was. I'm starting to think that the watermelon splitting isn't what I thought it was. Wait, am I getting confused with watermelon smashing? Or squishing? Fuck, I think I'm getting it confused with squishing. I was way off the mark. I genuinely thought that Juuichi was just going to take the watermelon and just crush it between his thighs. I genuinely thought that's what was going to happen. Now I'm a little disappointed. Kodori, go straight ahead. Shun totters towards the watermelon at Juichi's suggestion. Go right, a little more to the right. Too far! There, keep going straight. With our guidance, Shun manages to walk right up to the watermelon. You've got it, swing! Listening to his friend, Shun swings the sword down. Whoop! Shun loses his balance and face plants into the sand, completely missing the watermelon. Oh, jeez. Konosuke looks away, placing his palm on his forehead. Shun stands back up and takes off the blindfold. Before he can speak, he spits out a mouthful of sand.
Ugh. I tripped.
Shun looks mournfully at the still intact watermelon, a reminder of his failure. You almost had it. Well, better luck next time. Don't encourage him, Kuya. You know how he is about games. What? Are you afraid I'll beat you next time? See what I mean? Oh, I know. Next up is Kuya.
Aww.
Shun reluctantly hands the sword and blindfold over to Kuya.
Do your best, Kuya.
And don't let Konosuke win. You got it. Okay, looks like you're ready. Just like with Shun, Konosuke spins Kuya vigorously. Do we really need to spin everyone that much? Spin, spin, spin. Are you done yet? Nope. And now he's spinning Kuya even faster, reminding me to shut up when it's my turn. Stop. Surprised by Juichi's stern command that Tanuki stops spinning Kuya. Bastard. I'll remember this. Are you okay, Kuya? Ugh, I think I'm gonna be sick. I can't say I blame him. He sways back and forth, just on the verge of losing balance. He stomps his foot down, trying to steel himself through sheer willpower. He lunges forward in what he believes to be the direction of the watermelon, swinging the sword down into a cloud of beach sand. Huh? I knew you were gonna miss. Kuya removes the blindfold and glares at Konosuke. Why, you little... Kuya. The husky musters up what's left of his dignity and walks over to me, handing over the blindfold and the sword. Please destroy my rival. Your rival? It's Hiroyuki's turn! Right. I nervously tie the blindfold over my eyes. You ready to spin? I feel two Tanuki hands land on my shoulders, and the spinning sensation begins. It's faster than it looked when Konosuke was spinning the others. I think I'm gonna puke. Konosuke, stop! What? Can't handle it? No, that's not the problem. That's enough, Kuri. And just like that, the spinning stops. Whoa.
Here, it's right ahead.
No, go to the right. It's to your right. Go left, Hiroyuki. Follow your instincts. I think that goes against the spirit of the game, Juichi. What's all that nonsense? Keep going left, Hiroyuki. Still, with all these conflicting instructions, I have no idea who to follow. Just go in the direction I think the watermelon is in. You're going the wrong way. Keep going, Hiroyuki!
But Hiro, it's not over there!
I followed the majority and correct my angle. You just click your tongue, Konosuke? No. That was just your imagination. Konosuke tries whistling to cover up his cheating. That's as good as a confession. Now I know to ignore whatever he has to say. Ultra Dragon Fang Sword, slice it in two!
Ah!
The point is to swing the sword down. Unfortunately, that isn't the satisfying sound of a watermelon splitting in half. I removed the blindfold to see how bad I failed. Hey, is that the changing room over there? Wait, what? See, I said you were going the wrong way. Don't try to weasel out of that one. He's all the way over there because of you. Kick the sand in disappointment in before returning to the group. Don't worry here, I'm going to slice that watermelon open. I hand the blindfold and sword to a very enthusiastic Konosuke. As I look mournfully over at the others, Shun gives me a signal which confuses me. Time to spin, Konosuke! Have you prepared yourself for this? This should be good. Please be gentle. Ha! Now he begs for forgiveness! Show him no mercy, guys! The moment Konosuke slips on the blindfold, he's spun violently by the two of them. And as I watch the scene with a devious smile, Kuya walks up beside me and whispers, Hiroyuki, wanna tell him the opposite directions as revenge? Isn't that against the rules? Konosuke already broke the rules. He's right. He spun Kuya like crazy and then he misled him. Then he misled me. I look at the husky directly in the eyes and smile. Let's do it. Now you're talking. Kuya gives me a wink right as the Juuichi and Shun stop spinning Konosuke. If any developers are seeing this, is that like a typo or a bug? Just like, Kuya gives me a wink right as the Juuichi and Shun stop spinning Konosuke. At first he looks confident, but the more steps he takes, it looks like the Tanuki is going to topple over.
Keep going that way.
Don't listen to him, Konosuke. He's lying. Go the other way. I don't have any sense of direction. Listen to Hiroyuki. Go the other way. Shun looks at me in shock. Then smiles when he understands what's going on. Konosuke turns around and walks in the direction we told him to go. Kuya and I look at each other and grin. Juuichi sighs deeply and looks away from the ensuing chaos. It looks like he doesn't blame us. Now, Konosuke! Let's go, go, go! Konosuke swings down the sword with all his strength. A loud thunk reverberates across the beach as the wooden sword collides with the rock.
Yeah!
My wrist! Konosuke drops the sword and jumps up and down, shaking his hand. Kuya and I bump our fists together. You jerks! He glares at us while blowing his wrist. There are tears in his eyes. Are you satisfied? Yeah. You bet. At least my sword didn't break. Konosuke, you understand why they did that, right? He folds his arms and turns away from us, looking like he's in a bad mood now. What a child. Alright, Juuichi, it's your turn. Okay. Shun grabs the sword and blindfold from next to Konosuke and rushes over to Juuichi. Konosuke lets out a snort as Juuichi puts the blindfold on. Are you gonna spin me or not, Kuri? With a discouraged look on his face, Konosuke starts spinning Juuichi. Remember, Konosuke, don't overdo it if you don't want to receive one of Juichi's judo techniques. There's a slight delay before he spins Juuichi. Even with the warning, though, it doesn't look like he's holding back. Konosuke, how long can you keep up this daredevil personality? I'd personally like to be on the receiving end of one of Juichi's judo techniques. Wait, what? Unexpectedly, the Tunki stops spinning Juuichi. That should be enough! He backs away from Juuichi while holding his tail. He obviously has been on the receiving end of one of Juichi's attacks.
Go straight, Juuichi.
A little to the right. The Tunki decides to at least participate in an honest effort to guide Juuichi. A little to the left? Straight ahead! I have to shout a bit so my voice isn't drowned out.
Please go back a little.
Keep going straight. Straight! A little more to the right. Whoa, too far, Juuichi, more to the left.
It's left. Please go my left.
Juuichi goes slightly more left. Yeah, that's it. A little more to the left. Keep going that way.
Juuichi straight ahead.
More to the right. Just a tiny bit more to the right. He seems to be only moving when I give him directions. Juuichi left! Try shouting the appropriate direction. He immediately changes course to the left, just as I said. Yell out more directions in a hurry. A little more to the right. Changes direction again. Ooh, there's a lot of responsibility. What if he doesn't get it? Juuichi, now! Give the final instruction. Juuichi readies a sword, then... Ugh! A loud cry swings the sword directly onto the watermelon. What was once a single sphere splits into 2 perfect domes.
Wow, good job, Juuichi.
Well done. Figures. We run over to Juichi's side telling him how impressed we are. He removes the blindfold to see the results and seems a little surprised. That's a clean cut. He whispers to himself. Those instructions were so precise. Whew, I had a feeling he was listening to me. Glad it turned out. He turns to look at me, causing us to make eye contact. He immediately looks away, though. Lifting the watermelon in both hands, the bear starts walking back. Hey, Kuroi. Can you get the knife out of my bag, please? Juuichi calls out to Shin as he starts walking back to our section of the beach carrying the 2 halves of watermelon. Maybe he wasn't referring to me at all. But then, why did he look away so quickly when he saw me? It's no good. The more I think about it, the more confused I get. In the distance, I see Shin putting a bookmark in his book before standing up to rummage in Juichi's bag. The rest of us follow after Juuichi, eager to dig into the juicy watermelon. You're always so prepared, Juuichi. Forewarned is forearmed. Yeah. Juuichi has a vague expression of satisfaction on his face. I'd almost say he was grinning. Here. Shin tries to give Juuichi the knife, but he stops him. This would be more suitable for Kuri. Whatever. Shin gives the knife to Konosuke instead as instructed. Konosuke gives a high-spirited shout. Ha! Leave it to me! You're such a simple guy. Konosuke evenly carves a watermelon and we eat happily together, including Shin. In the end, everything turned out pretty great. This was really quite fun. After finishing the watermelon, everyone heads back to the water. Everyone except Juuichi and I. The 2 of us sit together in silence for what seems like hours. Take a breath and glance over at Juuichi. I open my mouth to speak only to stop and glance back down at the sand. What is it? Snap my attention back to the bear to see that he's now looking right at me. Oh, I fumble with my words for a moment as anxiety rushes through me. These fox instincts are going to be the death of me one day. With a gulp, I look down at the sand. I'm sorry. About making you remember Kenji's close call. Look of confusion makes its way to the bear's face. As I look back at him, I can see the raised eyebrow. That's what you were worried about? No. I sigh deeply and return my gaze to the sand. A flood of feelings course through me all at once. Kinda, maybe, I don't know. I give another sigh and scratch the back of my neck. If anything had happened, I would have been none the wiser. Juuichi stares at me with an even more confused look on his face. I return my attention to the bear and ignore the stinging sensation in my eyes. Should have tried to visit, or at the very least tried to call. I force a smile onto my face. Juuichi gives a sigh and shakes his head. You should not worry so much about the past, Nishimura. I understand how you feel, but you must not be so hard on yourself. He reaches out and places a hand on my shoulder. I watch as a smile breaks out on his face, his cheeks and ears going a soft pink. I am glad you decided to visit. It hasn't been the same without you here. I'm glad to be back. My own lips curl into a small smile as Juuichi gently tightens his grip on my shoulder. Juuichi and I smile at one another. I can feel a weight being removed from my heart. The bear releases my shoulder and we continue to talk about the past until the sun begins to set. Yeah, but they have landlines. I'm tired. Glance around the bus, only to notice that almost everyone is asleep. It's been a long time since we last went out like this. Sachiko. I turn back in my seat to stare at Tatsuki, a smile coming to my face when I see him sleeping. Sachiko, is the dashi for Father's mail done? There's dust collecting on the windowsill. Are you cleaning well enough? Like you said, people are truly... Shaking my head in amusement, I sit back on my seat. Seriously, who the hell is Sachiko? Soft tapping noise suddenly catches my attention. I look around in an attempt to find it. Sure enough, it's Shun tapping away on his portable game console. Of course he bring that. I'm unable to fight back a yawn as I stretch my limbs. Maybe I should take a nap too? As if reading my mind, I see Shun turn around in his seat. He stares at me and nods his head. With a smile, he turns back around and settles in his seat, and after a moment, he's back to tapping at his game. Outside the window, everything is dyed red by the setting sun. The sea, the mountains, the sky. It almost feels like I'm in a different world. I lean my head against the window and join my friends. I think we're on Juuichi route. August 9th. Yeah, I think we're on the Juuichi route. Yeah, let me save. I have no clue how to check. I give another stretch in my chair as I try to make myself comfortable. Feeling a spasm in my back, I hear the unmistakable sound of my grandfather's laughter. Yeah, looks like you're feeling the reward from a good day out. My cheeks go hot as I return to eating my breakfast while Grandma gives him a good-natured glare. I'm glad to hear that you had fun, dear. It sounds like everything went great. With a chuckle, I rub the back of my head and nod. Yeah, but now I'm wondering if I should do anything today. My grandparents look at each other, and for a moment I see what looks like a grin from both of them. As a matter of fact, I hear the bookstore's getting a new shipment today. If memory serves, you were quite the young bookworm. Once again, my cheeks burn and I turn away in embarrassment, earning a chuckle from both of my grandparents. Oh, it's nothing to be ashamed of, dear. Do you remember the stories I used to read to you when you were younger? Feelings of nostalgia once again flash through my mind. With a smile, I nod in response. Yeah, I love those stories. Remember wanting to be just like some of the characters. Grandma smiles at me as Grandpa stands up and slowly makes his way to the living room. She gives an amused sigh as she looks over at the table where he was sitting. As usual, your grandfather leaves his dishes behind. Just as I offer her a grin, I suddenly jump to hear the unmistakable sound of the phone ringing. Before Grandma can stand up, I'm already on my feet and moving towards the phone. Hello, Nishimura residence. This is Hiroyuki speaking. Hi, Yuki! A grin comes to my face as I hear the familiar voice from the other end of the line. It's a voice I've grown all too accustomed to hearing lately. Hey, Tora. I hope I didn't interrupt anything. I shake my head even though he can't see me. Nope, just having breakfast with my grandparents. At least he didn't yell as loudly as this morning. I can almost see the embarrassed smile on his face as the tiger pauses and takes a breath. Yeah. But anyway, I wanted to know if you wanted to come hang out at my place around lunchtime. I pause for a moment and weigh up my options. Well, which one? Don't ignore Tora. He's Tora-shaped. Which one sends us down Juuichi's route? Right. Actually, I might have to give it a miss today, Tora. I'm sorry. From the other end of the line, I can hear the tiger breathe a heavy sigh. It's fine. You're probably still a bit tired from yesterday. I rub the back of my head and give a timid chuckle. Yeah. I sigh again as the tiger hangs up the phone. Sounded disappointed. I wonder what he had planned. Probably sex or something. Wait, what? Rubbing the back of my head, I replace the receiver and head back to the dining area. Tora, you go again? As I sit back at the table, I nod in response to my grandmother's question. Glance over at her and force a small smile. He wanted me to visit him around lunchtime. Didn't really feel like it though, so I had to turn him down. Oh, that boy. A mouthful of food, I decided to just glance at Grandma and raise an eyebrow. She chuckles and shakes her head, her tail swishing behind her. Never mind, dear. Just finish your breakfast and I'll help clean up once you're done. I swallow my mouthful of food and flash her a sheepish smile. After I finish my breakfast, I shower and change into clean clothes. Thinking back to Tora's phone call, I try to imagine what he wanted, but then shake my head. I shouldn't dwell too much on it. I've got plenty of time this summer to spend with Tora. Pausing for a moment to stretch, I decided to go for a walk. Ah, what a beautiful morning. The sun's out, it's not too warm yet. And if Grandpa's right, a new shipment of books is supposed to arrive at the bookstore today at the bookstore. Finally. I'm gonna get my hands on some new issues of my favorite manga. It's hard being isolated here in Minasato. I've learned that the bookstore here has a delayed shipment, getting new copies anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks later than the rest of Japan. It's so painful. I frown at myself as I think of my friends. At least I'll have my old bookstore to go to when I get back to Osaka. These guys are stuck with what they have. Mr. Nishimura? I'm scared half to death when a familiar face runs up from behind and stops in front of me. Sotaro? I clench my chest. All these surprises lately can't be good for my heart. What you up to? Oh. I finally calmed down enough to voice a coherent response. I was on my way to the bookstore. I heard they got a new shipment today. Yar? That's where I'm heading to. My eyes widen and I look at him in excitement. Really? What are you going to get? Yeah. I want to get a new manga. No kidding, that's exactly what I'm going for. I didn't expect to have something like this in common with Sotaro. That's pretty cool to find out. Which ones do you like? I'm a big fan of Pirate King. I've been followed since it started. Please don't laugh at the next one. I nod and give him a small smile. I promise. The lion's face stains a faint pink and he rubs the back of his head. I was like, Yoko Tawata Neko. He likes the misadventures of Lion Cat too? You're always thinking I was the only one. I can't let him know it's one of my favorites, so it's kind of embarrassing. Oh, Yoko Tawata Neko is pretty good, but it's not the best. Before we know it, we find ourselves walking into the air-conditioned bookstore. What's your favorite, Mr. Nishimura, huh? Oh, well, Drat, I knew he was going to ask it eventually. Maybe I'll... Wait a second. Now, is that Konosuke over there? Standing in the manga corner of the store is a familiar tanuki with his face buried in a magazine. Hey, Konosuke. Try waving to get his attention, but like usual, he's in his own world. Dad figures. Look back at Sotaro, who's giving me a confused look. You want me to try? Go ahead, knock yourself out. Put my hands behind my head and kick back. It's not like this is gonna work. Hey, Konosuke, what you reading? Walks up and taps Konosuke on the shoulder. Sotaro! I didn't see you there. What's up? No way. I didn't know you were in the manga. Of course I am. Hiroyuki and I used to hate it. Oh! Yeah, now he notices me. You're here too, Hiroyuki. Yup. I unfold my arms and join the others around the manga display. I bend over a bit so I can see what Konosuke's reading. Is that the new issue of Jump? Well, as new as Minasato's gonna get at least. Uh-huh, there's a new storyline about to start in Ryu Panic. Is the next part to Pirate King in there? Gets really excited when he mentions the name of his favorite manga. Now you actually like Pirate King? That series is so lame. How many chapters are there now? It keeps going and going and going. I snicker quietly to myself. I mean, I enjoy Pirate King, but Konosuke has a point. Doesn't seem like there's ever going to be an end. You should start reading a real series. Browse around before grabbing something off the shelf. Like Fatal Diary. On the cover, I see an orange-haired fox boy standing back-to-back with a hunched-over, dark-haired cat with sullen eyes. In the background, there's an evil-looking demon looming over the two. Wow, that's a blast from the past. Konosuke and I used to read that all the time when I still lived here. Really? Fatal Diary? I tried reading that one time. I found it way too pretentious for my taste. That's true. Kind of went off the rails there near the end. What? You take that back, Tono. I can't help it. That's the way I feel. No. No way. That's settled right there. Hiroyuki. Great, I was hoping I wouldn't get drawn into this argument. My friends seem to like putting me on the spot, don't they? You're a manga fan too. Which one do you think is better? Fatal Diary or Death Note or One Piece? I'm gonna do a poll real quick. Because I feel like it doesn't matter because we're doing Juuichi. I'm just gonna put a random manga in place of neither. I'm just gonna put a random manga. Fucking Dragon Ball. Take your pick. One Piece, Death Note, or Dragon Ball. This entire moment is fucking beautiful. I will say, though, I have not read One Piece. I have watched a bit of Death Note. But I was, and I guess kinda am, still a Dragon Ball fan. Like, I used to be obsessed with Dragon Ball. It defined my freshman year of high school. Oh, who's rigging the vote? And I guess we like One Piece. I rubbed the back of my head and give a nervous laugh. Honestly, the more I've read it, the more I prefer Pirate King. Sotaro perks up when I side with him. You do? Yeah. Guess I'm a sucker for a happy-go-lucky protagonist. No matter what happens, Doofy always seems to take it in stride. That's my favorite part, too. Remember the one time he almost drowned trying to save his best friend? Yep, that was a powerful moment, wasn't it? It really made me realize the value of friendship. Uh-huh. Kunosuke puts a copy of Fatal Diary back on the shelf. Well, looks like I can't change your mind. Everyone has their own taste in manga. Though I thought I knew yours better, Hiroyuki. I shrugged my shoulders. I can't help what I like, man. He closes the manga in his hands and starts heading for the cashier. See you later, guys. Bye, Kunosuke. I wave at him as he walks out the front door. Browsing on the shelf, I finally find what I came here for. Aha! What you buying? Hold up a book with Pirate King prominently displayed on the cover. Yeah, that's what I'm here for, too. Want to hang out and read it together? Got a little time to spare. Sure. With a little hesitation, he agrees. Awesome, it looks like I'm finally starting to break Sotaro out of his shell. The two of us head up to the cashier and pay for our newest spoils. Thank you for your purchase! We both bow to the cashier and head towards a nearby bench. After a while of sitting together and reading our favorite manga, I give a stretch before bidding the lion farewell. Sotaro gives a small wave as we part ways. I had to take my manga back to my grandparents' house before heading out once again. It's nice being back in Minasato after our beach trip yesterday. I really don't want to be too much of a shut-in. The fresh air feels so good. Besides, there's still so much for me to see. My vacation has only just begun. Take a deep breath with a smile on my face. Yup. I could get used to this. Though, maybe I'm getting a little too comfortable here, considering I'm leaving in about... Hiroyuki! Eh? Feel a short figure jump up and wrap its arms around me from behind.
Eh?
Try shaking the thing off me, but it seems to have latched on pretty tight.
Get off me! Yeah! Eh?
Well, in that violent twirl, I managed to throw the creature off and notice it's actually... Shun? Are you okay?
Hey, what's the big idea? I was just saying hi.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting that. We're gonna stop it for the ad when we break from the ads. I look down at the trembling wolf. I hope he's not mad at me. Yo, Hiroyuki! What now? Fancy seeing you out here. What are you up to? I was taking a walk when I was suddenly jumped on by Shun.
But you still love me doing that, Hiroyuki. Me, Torihiko. We all should jump on you because we were so tall back then.
Kuya shifts his glance to the side and tries to avoid eye contact. I don't remember doing that.
Why do things have to change? Why can't everything be the way it was before?
You know I agree with you, right?
Yeah.
We can't keep dwelling on the past. What's done is done. What's important is we keep our minds on the future. The husky places a hand on Shun's shoulder and flashes a wink. Besides, there's a lot to live for. We're so young and we've got everything in front of us still.
Kuya.
That doesn't mean we can't enjoy a bit of nostalgia every now and then.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't help but grin widely at Kuya's words. Yeah, this whole trip has been nothing but nostalgia for me. Glad we could be there to give you that feeling, Hiroyuki. But don't forget to live in the moment either. You're alright. Well, we better hurry to the bus stop soon. We don't want to be late.
That's right.
Eyes widen in surprise and I stare back and forth at each of my friends. Hey, wait a second. Where are you two going? Oh, you wouldn't know this. Shun and I take a monthly trip out to the Kazanari arcade. It's become one of our little rituals, I guess you can say.
Yep, we've been doing it for a couple years now. It's so much fun, Hiroyuki.
It does sound like fun. Really? Kazanari has an arcade? I didn't think it was big enough. It was a big enough town for that. You could join us if you want. It'd be nice to have you along since we're only here for August.
There's so much to do there. I know you'll like it.
That doesn't sound half bad. I'd love to join you guys. I didn't have anything else planned for the day. I'm jealous of you, Hiroyuki. You have so much free time on your hands. Some of us have jobs, you know. Hey, I can't help it. I'm just a high school kid. Smirking at my cries of protest, Kuya brushes a hand through his hair. Still clinging to childhood. Must be nice to be so carefree. Shun frowns and stares up at the husky.
Kuya, I don't have a job either.
I wasn't talking about you, Shun. Nuh-uh, you're not getting out of this one. Turn my attention to the wolf. The husky! Wait, no, you're talking about Shun. A determined look on my face. My hands ball into fists and I feel as if I were an anime protagonist. Come on, Shun, let's get him! What?
I'll grab his tail.
You can pin down his arms! Deal! Guys...
Ah!
We're gonna leave off here tonight. I'm fucking back. My fucking pancakes. Stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.